Greetings and welcome back to my channel for another video. This video is entitled More Woes for former President Donald Trump, who is in the middle of his campaign bid for the 2024 election. And despite his recent endorsements and his speeches, more woes, legal woes that is, have seemed to be snowballing. The latest, as of today, comes out of Fulton County, Georgia, where the DA, Miss Fani Willis, plans to announce this summer whether or not she will bring any charges against former President Donald Trump or his allies for their attempts to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election results, according to a letter obtained by CNN. Now, we already know from the videos I posted and many news outlets that have been reporting, beginning with the Trump indictment and arraignment as it relates to adult film star Stormy Daniels and the hush money. After that, there was the case with Letitia James in New York. Then the lawsuit with Michael Cohen. Next, we have DeSantis taking a shot at former President Donald J. Trump, along with Anthony Fauci. And as of today, as I mentioned earlier, we have DA in Fulton County, Georgia, Fani Willis, who told local law enforcement officials in a letter that she plans to make an announcement on possible charges. So again, this is not written in stone. This is just a precursor to possible charges, where an announcement is expected between July 11th and September 1st. According to CNN Politics, this letter is a strong, and I emphasize on the word strong, indication that Willis is seriously weighing bringing racketeering and conspiracy charges in connection with Trump's actions in the Peach State, which of course is Georgia, everyone, around the 2020 election, according to CNN reports. Now, there was a podcast with myself and the Honorable Judge Joe Brown towards the end of last year, where we spoke about a possible runoff because of the shakeup in Georgia. So this may be precipitated on Georgia and the election results. Further, and I quote, "I am providing this letter to bring your attention the need for heightened security and preparedness in coming months due to this announcement," Willis, a Democrat, wrote. In a letter addressed to the Sheriff of Fulton County, Patrick Labatt, who is in charge of courthouse security, so that alone should be of concern to many. Willis said, open source intelligence, and that is also in quotes, according to CNN Politics, has previously indicated that decisions in this case could, again, could is the operative word, provoke, open quote, significant, closed quote, public reaction that could, again, here we are, the operative word, could, result in, quote, violence, close quote. So we have a lot going on here with Trump. We have many, many people who support former President Donald Trump. And you also have those on the opposing side. According to CNN's Ryan Young, who spoke with a police chief in the metropolitan Atlanta area, confirmed that they also received a letter on Monday detailing Fani Willis's desire for them to be prepared to assist with security and law enforcement preps ahead of any potential charges. So my feeling is, will you please feel free to chime in with your comments, your thoughts and opinions. I may run this as a premiere so that those can chime in, and also leave comments what you think about the probability, and again, this is not etched in stone, but the probability of any charges to be levied between July and September, and the fact it was announced on the heels of May. That gives us approximately 2 months. According to the story found in CNN, which the link will be provided in the description of this video, states investigators have had at least 3 recordings of Trump pressuring Georgia officials, including a phone call that he made to the Georgia House Speaker to push for a special legislative session to overturn Democratic Joe Biden's 2020 victory in the state. Again, investigators have had at least 3 recordings of Trump pressuring Georgia officials to overturn Democrat Joe Biden's votes in that state. That state meaning Georgia. So let us take a look of the most recent updates of this story, which I would consider additional breaking news as it relates to former President Donald J. Trump, fair use, and that disclaimer can also be found in the description of this video. And as you can see, this was updated 11:06 p.m. You also see Trump maintains phone call to Georgia Secretary of State was perfect. Now I'm going to see if this will play.
Who is doing everything in her power to indict me over an absolutely perfect phone call, even more perfect than the one I made with the president of Ukraine. Remember, I kept saying that's a perfect call. This one was more perfect. Nobody said, sir, you shouldn't say that. Many people on the phone were hung up in disgust because of something I inappropriately said. Because nothing was said wrong. In fact, at the end of the call, we agreed to continue our conversation about election fraud, and election fraud specifically in Georgia.
Now, that is a snippet of Trump's response to the phone call that I mentioned earlier. So again, more woes and possible charges to come from the Atlanta DA, Miss Fani Willis. Your thoughts and comments on this story and all of the others in the form of shorts that I have been reporting on from the news reports of the cases and charges of Donald J. Trump, former president, and those that continue to support, and those who have endorsed him as of late. Thank you all for tuning in and supporting this channel. Stay tuned as this story and many more are developing.